Oh, here we are again now, and it's like no time has passed. Gazing out upon the sunset as it sinks into the night. Many times it seemed as though a given day might be our last. Face to face with certain death, it's somehow coming out alright. I don't think that we have any cause to lament, but there's quite a lot of thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent.
On the other path, Thog and Markus continue on. They're actually moving further away from the volcano. The trees are actually becoming more sparse, whipped away at by salty sea breezes. The coloration begins to fade, and an almost peculiar mist begins to settle in.
Ooh, that's spooky. I like it.
Yep, That's fine. The Alorani probably just crashed their boat or some crap.
Do they do that often, the Alorani?
Nope, but, you can hope. A man wanders forward on the path, muttering something to himself. He takes a few steps forward, sees Markus, begins to chuckle.
Whoa, wait, stop right there. Tripping.
Is he just... Okay, I got him. He's just mysteriously chuckling. Okay, you don't do that around people.
Yeah, why the fuck are you chuckling? Give us the skinny. I slap him. Come on.
Come on, we've dealt with this shit before.
It's already been established that I'm bad adventurer here, okay?
You had to have heard it too.
Nope.
The calling, right?
The what? Of what? The letter? Did you get a letter too?
He kind of falls to the ground.
Oh my god, you suck.
Like dead?
No, he's just like lying there.
Is he like drunk? Can I smell liquor on him?
You sense like this dude feels almost dead. Like he's got no life force remaining.
Like, is he about to die? Can I tell if he's about to die?
It's very difficult to say. His pulse is very, very weak. His breathing is shallow.
This guy's in bad shape, Thog.
Should we nurse him to health? What do we do? We're on a timetable.
I'm not a nurse. The most I have is like a blanket and some coffee, and I'm not sure if that's gonna do it.
Couldn't hurt to try.
I guess so. Hey, you cold?
Okay, let's take him under the tree.
Okay, come here. Gonna get you wrapped up in a blanket embroidered with my face. Come on. Yeah, Markus wraps a blanket around this man and then gets a cup of strong coffee going. Here, come on, sip this.
He starts to drink it and just... He seems out of it. Like, he's in a place where you can't exactly reach.
You wanna get him out of this fog? This fog is kind of... I think it's fucking him up a little bit, you know?
Okay, yeah, let's take him out of the fog.
Come on, we're gonna shuffle out of the fog. Excuse me.
Yeah, Thog glares at you for a split second. You take the man back. And return, like 10 minutes later. Okay, fun detour. Glad about that.
Did he get any better once he was out of the fog?
No, you just left him with a group of mercenaries.
Okay, that's fine. My conscience can live with that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so we got, yeah. You can go ahead and check off the creepy giggling man in Fog Square from your adventure bingo card.
The foliage gets denser and denser as the altitude climbs. You move towards the point marked at the map. What awaits you now is a dense jungle.
Are you sure this is the way?
Absolutely. I mentioned particularly aggressive shrubbery, didn't I? Keep an eye out.
Yeah, wait a second. Is this like really living aggressive shrubbery or?
Hard to tell.
Most of this is living.
Hard to tell. Great.
Yeah. Most
All right,
of it's probably alive.
Well, okay. Living in the sense that it's gonna reach out and grab us.
Are there animate plants like that?
No.
The world's a fascinating and terrifying place, isn't it?
Yeah, no kidding.
It's a big place. Maybe there are plants like that, but not anywhere we've ever been.
I stare pointedly at these tree trunks, waiting for them to move.
Ash, we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go.
We've got no time for being suspicious.
Okay.
I can go first if you guys want to sit back and watch.
Nah, I'm not a watcher. I'm a sprinter.
Go for it.
Okay.
You jump past just fine.
This is the right path, right?
Keep your eyes out, I guess.
Gregor, stop. Gregor, you freeze for a split second. In front of you is a thin line of something, almost like a line of spider web. You get a familiar feeling.
This is some nostalgic spider web.
Nostalgic spider web?
Nostalgic spider web. That'd be a great name for a caravan.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
that's pretty good. You can, you can use that if you want to. If you want to
What-
rename your whole thing.
So like,
Just credit
should we
me.
duck under it or?
You notice it's at about knee level, cutting
Oh, okay, never
directly
mind.
across here. Taking a closer look at it, you trace it back to the tree, and your eyes set on something very familiar looking.
You know, for some reason, I kind of feel like we should climb the trees. I don't know why.
What did you guys find? Did you
Here,
let me
just pick
see.
up a bunch of rocks and start throwing them ahead of us.
Yeah, step back too. Also,
Why? What?
it's
There's this girl we know.
Mm-hmm.
it's a thing. It's a whole thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a thing.
You guys did get on my case about being non-specific at first. I feel like
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
What-
very
what was-
fair.
Can you tell us about the mercenary you hired?
really tough, really scary. Apparently just slaughtered a bunch of Methian pirates.
Yeah. Did she have a big scar and a metal arm?
Yeah, that's her. That's Harlock.
I stare at
We
Gregor.
could have asked her name.
Dead fish eyes.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think that she's gonna be after you again, so it's
No,
probably
I know,
okay.
but here
Hold
we
on.
are having.
Harlock was after you guys,
After
well,
Ash.
at one point, yeah, she was after. She took a contract from me, but we sorted it out.
and you're still
Yeah,
alive.
she'd be a good mercenary to have along because she can and did beat us up.
Wait, was she here? Did she come through here?
Wait, don't walk forward.
She stops, kind of jumping on her foot.
Okay, do you see this filament right here? This little line?
Yeah.
That's Harlock's work.
Don't break it.
That is
don't
her
don't touch it.
specialty.
We'll die.
She kind of squints. I can't really make anything out.
Oh,
It's
are your eyes not quite as good in the day?
The colors kind of blend together. Is there something there?
yeah.
Yes.
Why don't you walk behind us,
Yeah.
and we'll let you
Just-
know when something bad is about to happen.
But this is good.
Tell us where to go from the back.
The caravan didn't make it this far last night. That means they're still alive. They're still fighting.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
That is good. Better than I thought.
She cracks a sincere smile and starts to look around. She's also weirdly paranoid about things hanging in the air now.
Yeah, just literally follow in our footsteps. Exactly. If you can. Gregor, if you don't mind leading the way.
And if we jump
yes,
too.
if you don't mind leading the way, you've had the best track record with this,
Did I?
aside from Fury.
Oh well, yeah. Aside from fairy,
Yeah.
that's a given.
Yeah.
I'm gonna carefully step over this wire and inevitably into.
Oh, you just carefully step over the wire.
Oh, that wasn't so bad. I wait.
She might be in your head.
What?
Oh, I guess it wasn't so bad.
Okay.
I wait again.
Astra, how good is your hearing?
Once again, I don't have a frame of reference for these things.
Can you hear this?
Yeah? You turned and stage whispered at me.
That's good enough, I bet.
Yeah, just keep all of your, I don't know how many senses you have, but keep all of them open.
We really need to talk.
I would love to.
We can discuss later. We gotta go and not blow up. Get here, hop over the thing.
I'm waiting for you to go forward so I can follow in your footsteps.
Do a little shimmy shake over here. I don't see anything, but you know.
Yeah, no, you feel a tingling on the back of your neck. You get flashbacks. Why are you guys wandering around so scared like that? You said that Harlock came after you, but it looks like you won, or at least got away.
We got away.
Harlock's specialty is traps. She is violently skilled at making and setting traps.
Huh. Oh, looks like we hired the right person.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just but the worst also. So this is the right way. Really don't want to have to
wait,
backtrack.
You said that no, Astra. I gently pull her back into the path that we're both taking.
Oh, come on, it couldn't be that bad. What do you think? The ground will collapse out from under us, or swinging logs will come down or something?
I stare at her with a deathly serious expression.
Look, she was fighting a monster. How much time could she have had to prepare?
You gotta stop saying things like that.
Please stop saying things like that.
An almost mischievous grin plays across her face. She seems to really be enjoying how scared you guys are of Harlock, because she's the one who hired Harlock. So Harlock's that dangerous, huh?
To us, at least.
Harlock is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh,
If she has time to prepare, I'm getting sidetracked. You said that the caravan didn't make it this far.
No, we were attacked at night. Our campground is still a little ways away.
So, do
So
you
we're
think this is
close.
just a perimeter that Harlock has set up, or...
Like I said, it probably means Harlock is still fighting out there somewhere on the mountain.
Okay.
This is definitely a perimeter type setup. You can tell because we entered it.
As far as I can tell. She assumes her thoughtful position again. We've got a few options. We can continue on to where the caravan was. Or we could try to track Harlock from here.
I don't want to try to track Harlock.
Yeah, she leaves things in her wake.
Yes. She'd leave in place something to get the people that try to track her.
Yeah, we should make sure that your people are doing okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure Harlock is doing just fine.
Ash, you feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
I very quickly turn around, expecting some sort of dart or perhaps a poisonous gas or maybe a log to swing out at me.
So you feel a familiar presence, similar to the mark that Harlock placed on you that completely suppressed your supernatural junk.
I shiver.
What's up?
There's some sort of magic nearby, I think.
Well, I'm no good for that.
Not so much magic senses, so much as I'm feeling something that suppresses my own business. I don't know if we should check it out or if we should just keep going.
I say we keep going. Exploring right now is probably the worst idea I've ever come up with.
Okay, yeah, we can double back once we meet up with Harlock and she can disarm things.
If the lives of my kin weren't at stake, I'd probably chide you guys for not exploring, but yeah, I appreciate the, expediency.
Yeah.
I like exploring too, but we all have to make sacrifices.
Yeah, let's go, please.
Hopefully it won't be our limbs.
Yeah, Ash eyes the magic circle that she now notices glowing faintly under a pile of leaves.
After you, Gregor.
Gregor cautiously, oh so cautiously, proceeds. Exact footsteps, please.
Yeah, footsteps, Astra.
Ash shares one final parting look with the glowing sigil. She wonders if, in fact, Harlock is inside her head.
Oh, not again. Oops.
Exact.
Exact.
I hear a lot of kerfuffling back there.
Astra takes one step outside of the path that you took, makes eye contact with you for a split second, and then gracefully bends immediately next to you.
Are you pushing boundaries, Astra?
It was a mistake.
Astra, I am begging you. I'm not angry. I'm just a little angry. Not with you, but with myself. I should have been a better leader.
I'm shocked that you're able to perfectly follow each other step by step.
Well, it's easy for me. I don't have to follow anyone.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. I'm shocked.
I'm just a really paranoid person.
Huh. Well, I guess that's good for something.
Surviving.
Yeah, no, the line is just formed behind Gregor. Astra waits eagerly. Ash is behind, kind of nervously looking around. After you. You continue wandering forward, like making idle conversation with Thog. So, I don't know, what are you gonna do when you get back to the bar?
It's a good question. If we get paid a lot, I'll probably count my money. If not, I'll have a sad drink.
Wow, I didn't realize we shared the same pastimes.
Yeah, well, those are only a couple of my pastimes. You know, I might help Kira out with something if he's working on a new invention.
Yeah, that's where my... Oh,
That's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood. Yeah, I smelled that a while back, but we were having such a nice conversation.
Yeah.
So,
that is...
they both dead?
Yeah, that's a lot of blood. Let's check. Thog runs up to this guy.
Hey! I
Yeah,
toe
this
him in
guy's
the
dead.
ribs. Yeah, this one's dead too. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Well, that
Yeah, no,
kind of
that's-
simplifies things for us, huh?
Yeah, that's probably not good. We're just
Oh,
here on
no.
a diplomatic mission, right?
Totally,
Slightly.
totally. You know what? I'm just gonna go around the blood.
Yeah, let's walk around.
I have
the
my
blood
diplomacy shoes on.
and continue on. You step around the blood, giving it some space to make sure everything's all fine.
Mm-hmm.
In your caution to not bloody your negotiating shoes, which you of course put on before this.
Of course.
You manage to miss something hiding under the tree line. From behind
Oh, no.
you, a man swings down a dagger, attempting to claim your neck. Marcus, you look over at Thog, who's traveling on the far side of this, and see him in a similar situation. You don't see your own attacker, you see his, and vice versa. Thog raises his gun. Markus, behind you!
Thog, behind you! Markus throws an eldritch blast at the other guy.
They both collapse immediately in your wake. What the fuck was that?
I don't know, man. You've got to be more careful looking where you're going.
Yeah, same to you, but holy shit, that was awesome!
Right? Nice job. High five.
They high five immediately. I don't mean to spoil the situation, but Markus?
Oh.
Behind you?
What? Oh. So,
Yeah,
run
let's
frantically?
Yeah, we definitely run frantically. Let's get the fuck out of here! The two take off sprinting forward.
So yeah, basically I hired her to kill my parents.
Gregor.
And that's how we know Harlock.
Gregor, hey, Gregor.
Yeah.
Gregor.
Yeah.
She's kind of like
Dad.
slapping the back of your head a little bit. Gregor.
Hey, Astra, yeah, I hear you.
Can I stop walking in your footsteps? Can we stop walking in your footsteps?
How long has it been since I saw the last trap?
It's been about 15 minutes.
No.
So like it's pretty serious business every time Harlock gets involved. Really, I'm kind of curious, like, how much are you paying her? She generally works pretty top tier.
Oh,
You're gonna pay her, right?
Yeah, no, we're exceedingly, we're rich. We've got a lot of money.
Oh, cool. Wait, like
actual money.
yeah, I was gonna
Like
ask,
actual
is it
money.
Okay.
is it whatever the Alarani minted, or do you have your own kind of currency, or both?
Hold up a sec. She kind of raises her finger to the air. It's actually getting kind of late. You guys mind if I take the lead?
What?
Uh,
I mean,
okay.
I guess.
But use my eyes.
Yeah, just if you hear us yell something about a trap,
Freeze. Or dodge.
yeah,
Or roll.
The,
or
dodge,
jump.
or
Or stay still.
It's admittedly, it is getting on the rather late side. The sun is ducking down behind the volcano, casting an eerie shadow over the valley you're currently traveling through.
Oh, good.
The foliage gets a little less dense as you travel further and further upwards. You're no longer stepping over roots and weird mossy bits and traps. Yeah, the traps are mostly gone. Though Gregor
Mostly.
was admittedly correct, there was a trap well after all the others.
Yeah.
As Astra takes the lead, she begins to step one after the other, like graceful steps, but graceful but nonchalant. It doesn't carry any significance or weight to it, like when you see Thog walking and talking and businessing. Each step sends a shockwave through the clearing, the cushy grass spreading as if a wind were emanating from her. She begins to hum a song.
Gregor, are you seeing this?
I guess. What are you seeing?
Like a shockwave and like humming and wispy stuff. Like what's going on?
Yeah, I think she's really good at moving.
The shadows around you begin to bend, the trees and grass themselves seeming to take on almost like as if you were viewing them through a fisheye lens. The world seems to form a sort of tunnel, driving you straight forward. You have no idea how long you travel for a split second in this trance, but the sound of humming seems to pervade it all.
This is really
is
ominous
weird.
and beautiful.
Yeah,
If I wasn't in a trance, I'd be more worried.
it's like a spider caught in a butterfly's web.
Little bits of the stalks of trees, pitch black in the darkness, begin to bend upwards, sort of crooking at odd angles. Will-o-wisps begin to form in each of them, casting a dim light all around you. The process is ethereal, almost dreamlike. You seem to be moving down, whether you realized it or not, a properly paved road in the middle of this jungle. It's off-putting, but you feel safe, almost comforted.
We should have let her lead from the start.
I wonder if this would have taken us through the traps.
There's no traps here.
And you come to far, far away from where you started. Oh, good job following in my exact steps, by the way. She says
yeah.
with kind of a slightly cocky smile.
You've got
Yeah,
some
we
good
didn't-
steps.
Have much of a choice. What was that?
We're very nearly there. That was a hymn that I'm pretty talented at. It's a trick for traveling from here to there. It only works at night.
I would love to learn that trick.
There are a few problems. It only works at night, and it only works for a few people. So,
I still want
good
to
luck.
try.
Yeah, maybe we're those people. Probably not,
Yeah,
though.
maybe it's us.
That'd be
you
way
could
too
give it a
good.
shot. Do you play an instrument?
No.
Gregor remembers his broken clarinet.
Does anybody you know play an instrument?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Markus plays like 100 instruments, and he invented a lot of them.
most instruments.
He invented the other ones. Those ones he doesn't play anymore. They're gone.
Kier plays the basuba.
Well. Oh my god.
God damn it. Oh my god.
Oh, Fury plays the harp.
Oh yeah.
The power of this hymn is amplified by how many people join their voices with mine, or how good my backing band is, so.
Oh.
Neat. I still want to learn a lot more about this once, your friends and us aren't in, immediate danger of being eaten by a scary monster.
Yeah, that would be nice. That'd be a nice way
Yeah.
to spend an evening.
Yeah, you're our new leader.
Markus and Thog sprint through the mists, the sun slowly setting. It's gonna be night soon, Markus. It's gonna be fucking. Wait, you have dark vision.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter for me, but it makes it spookier for you, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's real spooky right now. Thog stops dead ahead. He watches his two cultists exit the woods and take knives to each other.
No, we're going north.
Okay, we're going north? Okay, sure, that's fine. Thug looks back at the sign that you passed. Okay.
I mean, we can go straight through these fucking murder piles here if you want.
I mean, sure, no, it's fine. Well, this actually works out. You sprint past the art and architecture home of the art and architecture home of Housespot, a lovingly created replica of a famous museum. Yeah, this is good. They won't find us in here.
This is some hilarious fourth wall humor. I wish I had more time to find it very amusing.
Markus and Thog, sprinting away from the carnage, hit a set of marble stairs, sprinting into the museum. They brace themselves against the door and kick it open, darkness greeting their eyes. More favorably to some than others.
Oh man, it's a gorgeous entryway. I love this.
Okay, yeah. Markus, what the fuck was that?
Great question. It seemed like a bunch of shadowy cultists coming out of the woods to try and kill us while we made our way to our objective.
Yeah, that's cool. Why?
Yeah. Us in the church do not ask why. We ask merely... I don't know what we ask in the church, Thog.
Ask why, God?
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, you want to, lie low here for a bit?
Oh yeah, totally. Also, we can see the museum of a museum. I'm a little interested in what that entails.
Huh. Wow. Replica gargoyle, replica gargoyle.
Oh wow, interesting. What's it made out of?
Positively fascinating. It's made out of faux granite. It is like granite, but not.
Yeah, and I can see that it's sculpted in a way to make it look like plaster, but it's not.
Oh yeah, memories of plaster, and I can't even believe it's granite. I know it well. Markus, you feel the same twinge behind your eyes, the vague.
Oh, feel a little bit weird. Oh boy, is it directing me somewhere?
Nope.
Oh, feeling a little strange here, Thog.
Almost quite the opposite. You actually feel like you're in the right place.
Nice.
Strange, like how? Are you gonna go murder crazy or something?
No. I have sweet murmurings in my ear, you know?
Sweet murmurings in your ear.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling. It's like a blanket wrapped around your head.
Suddenly you hear a crashing sound near the entryway.
Okay, let's hide. Come on. Shit, here they come.
Okay, where are we hiding?
There's, this closet.
Okay, yep, let's hide in the closet.
Here, I'm gonna hide behind one of these coats. You can hide in this bucket of water.
Thug just holds up the bucket of water looking miserable. The people fan out. You feel the presence of one pass by the door if you want to, sneak a peek.
No.
Okay. Okay. This is eerie.
Yeah, I'm not liking this.
Suddenly you hear the sounds of carnage nearby.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's real bad. Okay, This is a fucking museum. At best, this is like a place that people would bring their class on a field trip. It's like, why is this the meetup spot for a crazy death ritual? I guess abandoned museum.
No idea.
Yeah. I guess abandoned museum, like that's kind of it'd be like a cool thing.
Yeah, like that's a fun place to kind of just have
Yeah,
a
that's
crazy
fun, I
magical
guess.
death ritual at, I guess.
I feel like I'm so fucking out of my depth here. Thug just
Yeah, this is messed up, man. This is messed up.
Thug just rubs his forehead. Okay, yeah, I'm glad you came along. I'm glad you came on this side, because it seems like shit's getting dire real fast around these parts.
Yeah, I'm sure that the other two are having an easier time of it, but, I'm glad I came too. I really would hate to think if, what would happen if you did this alone and just died.
Yeah, that'd be a real fucking shame.
Yeah.
Why did it need to be when the cultists were in town? Like, why now?
I don't know. This has got to be part of the non-specific shenanigans, right?
Probably.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. I don't know how it plays into all of it, but
Shit. Okay. Let's okay.
Shit is right.
I'm gonna take a peek out. It's fine.
Okay.
Just I'll flash you the signal. It's the saucy wink if things go bad.
Right.
Slowly braces the door open. Okay, I don't see anybody. Oh.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, there's a guy slumped against the wall here. Should I get him? Maybe he's alive. Maybe he has information.
Maybe. I guess we can try, but are you ready for a fight?
Yeah, I'm as ready as I'll ever be, Marcus.
Okay, let's do it. We can't hide in a closet forever. Well, we can, but that's not going to make for entertaining television.
Okay, let's go. Thug dives forward, grabs the man, sort of wings him around. Okay, where do we take him?
Back in the closet, back in the closet.
Okay, back in the closet.
What do you know? I throw the bucket of water on him.
You wash a lot of blood off. This man is no longer living.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit. Okay, fuck. Let's look at what he's got on him. Thug says, his words slowing as he pulls down the hood. You notice, Marcus, on his forehead are 2 small pointy horns.